Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Pablo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a new series that I'm doing. It's called Questions, where I bring on some of my dopest friends each and every week, and I ask them a series of questions about 10 emotions that you might not normally think about on a daily basis. And this week we have Instagram's own Hey Best Friend.
What up? Thanks for having me.
Hey man, thanks for coming, man.
Hey, it's new series, new episode of thing you're trying to do. I'm always here to support.
You happen to be, the inaugural person.
Number one?
Yeah,
Number one
I didn't want to say that because I know.
Hey, I'll take it. You know,
take it?
I know you don't want to blow my head up by being number one, but I take what I can get.
Yeah?
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what we're doing.
So I'm going to ask you 10 questions.
Okay.
10 questions from 10 emotions that people feel on a daily basis, but they never really talk about. And that's what I'm all about, talking about the emotions, getting it all out, so you have a better mental health.
So that's our mission, to get a better mental health based off of trying to basically, vent.
Start a conversation.
Start a conversation.
Yep.
You know, some people, like me, for example, I live at home alone, so I never have anybody to talk to. So this might be something to help me out.
There you go. That's it.
Sounds good.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. First question. What upsets you?
I think there should be more specifics to that. So, what are we talking about? In what sense?
When was the last time you were upset?
Well, I get upset about I'm a huge person when, like, let's say if I text my son and he doesn't respond, like, I get mad because, like, I'm like, man, what if something's wrong, whatever. Like, I know people nowadays, they're like this all day long.
Right.
You got the phone in their hand. So if you don't respond, I'm like, what's going on? Is something wrong? Like,
so are you upset or you worried? It sounds like you're worried.
I think it's both, but it upsets me, because it upsets me after I talk to them, because then they're like, I was just sitting here watching TV, or I was on YouTube, or whatever, like, pisses me off.
Well, kids with the kids.
But it's adults too.
Yeah, some people just don't.
Sometimes you go dark on us at night when we're in a group chat, and I'm like, man, waiting for an answer, and then you're like, gone for the rest of the night?
Yeah, because I'm trying to train myself not to be on there so much. So that's the thing I'm trying to do for myself.
Yeah, so I think that's one thing that upsets me.
Okay.
I think, there's, depending on what part of life and category you're talking about, I think there's a lot that you can talk about. Like, I hate race baiters.
Okay.
That really upsets me and makes me mad and pisses me off that, when people try to bait you into something, or they try to flip their narrative. Like, for example, like, you and I can be talking about, hey, 50% of all Americans have corona.
Right.
You can twist any numbers. I could say 50% don't have corona then.
Right.
But you or anybody else in the world can use numbers to flip to fit their argument. So I hate that kind of thing.
Okay. That's dope. When was the last time you cried?
Like emotionally cried, like hurt, just any cry. Just any cry. I think it's been recently. Like, there's times I think about my brother who passed away, and then, I'll get, teary-eyed or whatever, but like full-blown crying, it's probably been a couple months.
Okay.
Just things going on in life, get stressed out. Like, the whole purpose of this show,
Yeah.
to get it off. Like,
Yeah.
There's times that I go months without, everybody always thinks you're a strong friend, or,
Right.
you got everything going on, or, you might have this great life, and then somebody might be at home, taking advantage or taking for granted the life they have, and then, but in reality, you're home stressing out, like, yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're holding it in?
Yeah, because you don't have anybody to talk to.
No, I mean like the tears. Like, do you hold the tears back?
Yeah, because I feel like it makes you weak. Like, I was raised in a household. My dad was an alcoholic. He used to beat me and my brother, but then you don't cry.
Right.
Like, you would get beat for crying. So like now it's like, so for example, like I hit my son in the face by accident with a baseball. We're playing baseball, practicing, and the ball hit him. And I was, this is when I realized I was my father, because he looked at me and he wanted to cry, but like he didn't, because he was just looking at me. You could tell it hurt him.
Right.
And at that moment, like, I realized I was my father, because I was raising my son the same way. The boys don't cry. And I was like, it's okay, you can cry, and get it out, whatever. So he's actually taught me a lot in my life over the last like 2 years or whatever, because I've realized how much all the things that I hated that I was doing.
Yeah. Oh, Good. I'm glad you're getting better with that.
Trying.
Fear. Are you afraid of anything?
Death.
Yeah.
The only thing. I'll fight Mike Tyson. I'll do whatever. Like, I just don't want to die.
Mike kind of fast.
He's fast. I'll fight him. Like, for me, it's not fast, whatever. For the money, like people say, yeah, I'll do whatever. Like I just don't want to die. Like that's my only thing. Like I feel like right now in the world we live in, I want to live forever because I feel like I gotta be there to protect my kids. Like I feel like once I'm gone, like you're just at one point you even stop becoming a memory to people.
Right.
Like I go to the cemetery, visit my brother, and like I see stones and headstones that like are broken and messed up, and I'm like, these people clearly have no family that comes because if they saw that, it wouldn't be broken. So at one point, like we don't know what's on the other side.
Right.
If anybody out there knows and can tell me and they can guarantee, then maybe I won't have that fear.
Right.
But like when we die, is it just it? That it? Yeah. There's nothing. Like you're not on the other side. There's no heaven. There's no hell. There's just like it's just done and gone. Like I just. That's the only thing that really scares me in life.
Interesting. Ooh. Pride. What are you most proud of?
My kids. Trust me, I fucked up a lot of stuff in my life.
Yeah.
I try to tell people don't be like me all the time.
Right.
I tell my son, I just had a conversation with him yesterday about that. Don't be like me. Growing up, like people called us white trash and all that stuff. And I'm cool with that. Like, I told my daughter the other day, like people still call me white trash, even though I've accomplished a lot of things. But don't be like that. Don't grow up and let people think that you're that. Like,
right.
Get away from that stigma. I'm okay because that's what I am. Like, I've accepted that. But like, as far as being proud of them, like my daughter's doing great on her own. My son's doing great. Like, I just feel like they're doing good, even though I've never been as good as I should have been.
Right. Yeah, I'm proud of them too. You did good, man.
Trying. That's all we can do is try.
Yeah, that's it. Guilt. Have you felt guilty for doing something?
Yeah, like I feel guilty like my marriage didn't work.
Okay. You feel like it's your fault?
Yeah, I take the majority of the blame, even though in reality it might not be. But at the end of the day, like you don't get married to get divorced. You don't get married to have a failed marriage. Like who out there says, hey, I want to get married and spend a lot of money, and in a year or two just move on and find something new.
Yeah.
So I probably
unless you're a Kardashian.
Yeah, unless you're that, you can afford to do that. Like they get more money every time they get divorced.
Right.
But yeah, that's probably my biggest thing is feel guilty for that piece. But then again, things aren't always what we want them to be or expect them to be. So everything's not meant to last. That's why when you're at home and you're doing things. I tell people like make it work because you might be sad when that person's gone.
Yeah, you told me that all the time.
Yeah,
I remember those. I remember those talks.
I try to tell other people that they
don't like to listen.
They don't like to listen.
I didn't listen either, and then
right. See,
a year of solitude because I was sad. So
right.
Yeah, you smart sometimes.
I try.
Yeah. So, have you ever been jealous of anyone, or felt jealousy of some sort?
Like I've had cousins who were rich growing up that they had everything. Like I was getting shoes from Value Village, Value City down the street, and they were getting like $200 shoes then, or the Bo Jacksons, and then the $200 Tony Hawk skateboard, all those things.
Yeah.
So I honestly I used to hate what I call yuppies or like rich kids. Like I would try to fight them in school all the time because I felt like
what school you talking about?
Like elementary and middle school.
Okay. I want to say wasn't no yuppies when we was in high school.
No, elementary and middle school. Like all my friends, they were always the ones who had everything, and we were poor. Like I tell the story all the time that the social services told us that we were too poor to get food stamps. welfare because they said we were poverty stricken. I don't know how you can be too poor to get that.
The system's fucked.
So like that right there, like I got anger from that. Like I just wanted, I see friends with like all these stuff, and I just wanted to beat them up. And I'm like, just for the fact that you had that, like you.
Yeah.
Like, there's a time that I was jealous of you.
What you mean?
Like you want the truth. This is questions,
Yeah,
right?
I want the truth.
Like you sit back a lot of times and you think like, man, I don't have it. Like look what you got. Like you got a house, you got popularity, you got fame to a degree, you got like all these things working for you. It's like, man, like I wish I could do that. Like I wish I could be in his shoes.
I never knew that.
Never knew it. That's why when you asked me to do the other things with you, like I'm just like, okay, cool, like this is the cool guy, Jesse, this is Pablo, this is like the guy, Mr. Famous.
Right.
Like I'll joke you about being famous all the time, but
and when we go out, we
in
get
reality,
free shit because you keep telling everybody I'm famous.
In reality, though, like I was like,
we don't get free shit all the time, but sometimes we do.
If you got something free, send it though.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that, man. That's deep.
Yeah, you want the truth.
Yeah, I want the truth, man. Right? Do you get lonely?
All the time.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole. Like I'm like I don't need anybody. I have that shooter mentality. Is like leave, go ahead, whatever. I don't care. I used to always be like that. Leave. Like I can go through my phone, and they call it your little black book, and you can whatever. But there's, people think like I'm, this cool whatever. Like all the white people always like, oh, he's like the cool, this is Mike. This is
in my eyes, you're the cool kid. Like if you want honesty, like you're the cool kid. I always wanted your confidence.
Right. See.
And I always looked at you like, yo, you have. If I had like a half of his confidence, I've been like so far ahead of my time right now.
But if you want the truth, that confidence is all fake. That's just me hiding the pain. Like that's all it is. Because the more that I act a fool and I act confident and I act this and that, okay, people like me. It's just me just hiding the pain because I'm alone. Like I go home every night from the time I get off work. Let's say I get off at 5 to the next day at 9 a.m. I don't have nobody to talk to. There's no human interaction in my life unless I have my kids. I go home, don't use my voice box at all. Nobody's there. It's empty. It's lonely. So everybody thinks I'm this cool person, but in reality, like, I thought for a point that I was probably getting depressed and having anxiety. 2013, I thought about killing myself. Nobody knows this stuff because you got to be the strong one. You gotta put on this show, and you got to be there. So like, all the South Baltimore people are like, oh, this is so and so, like this is the cool guy. Like, no, that's not how it is. Like, this is just a show. Like, I told you this before. Like when we had a conversation at Wild Wings, I'm like, it's a show, and you're like, you don't never turn it off because if I turn it off, I am nobody. Like I have
nothing. My brother. Like you can turn it off with me.
Right, and that's why like we had that conversation. I'm like, okay, cool, I get it, but in reality, like that confidence, that's just a show. Like, I go home, I'm quiet, I don't mess with nobody, don't mess with me. Like, I just put on a show, and people buy into it.
We'll keep you around, bro.
The louder you get, and the more obnoxious you get, the more people's like, yo, you crazy, you got this, that, whatever, and everybody talks about you, and you're
put you ahead of advertising.
Right. Your topic of conversation, that's all it is.
That's what's up, man. Optimism. What are you looking forward to? Like in the future? Like past Corona, past all that, like 2021 and beyond.
Happiness. And I feel like, and that's what I try to tell people that don't listen, that's about hard-headed as a box of rocks.
The gray hair is blocking their hearing.
Yeah, like, I'm older, like, I just want that white picket fence. I want to be able to just settle down and finally be happy with no games and no skeletons in the closet and no secrets and no phones going off and, having to be like, oh man, like, leave your phone down. Like, I don't want any of that. Like, I just want to be happy. Like, and I've settled and I've come to the agreement that, like, I'll probably die old and alone. Like, I get it. Like, and I'm okay with that because that's the life that I've created. But I don't want that. Like, nobody wants that. Like, I'm optimistic that hopefully one day I'll find happiness.
And that's happiness to you?
It's happiness, the fact that, I just want to be able to come home and, you know, the whole honey, I'm home, dinner's cooking, kids playing, like that. That's happiness.
Yeah, I want that too. It's kind of hard.
We ain't getting no younger.
You ain't lying. You know, but some are older than most of us.
And they don't listen. The older you get, the dumber they get. And they don't listen.
Okay. So, final question. What is your definition of love?
Giving or receiving?
Both.
I think it has to be I think it's all just built on trust and loyalty. For me, like the only thing I care about is trust, loyalty, and, you know, respect. Like, and when I say respect, it's not like, oh, you know, I don't want to get smart with him because he's gonna put his hands on me. None of that stuff. Like,
right.
I want where, like, you respect him enough to have conversations, to make decisions with him. Or let me, you know, it's not like, oh, I gotta talk to my husband type thing. It's like, hey, let me run this by him, you know, or hey, just so you know, the communication piece. I'm getting off work and I'm gonna run down here and I'm gonna do this, you know. I think
grab something on the way home.
Right,
like
yeah,
that.
right. Like just trust, loyalty, you know, communication. I think I think that's love right there. Like,
have you ever been in love?
I have, and know me, I probably the main reason I ruined that piece, because, you know, you're me, like, in
right.
a sense, you know, you're the one that everybody's like, oh, that's so and so, and, you know, again, that whole fake persona that comes in and that confidence, and then you go out and then, you know, you run into your friends and you're like, oh, this is so and so, and then you just got to live up to that, and you start doing stupid stuff, and you start like ruining things that you have because you're just trying to live up to a vision of these people out here, and you don't care about the vision of the people that you got at home. So then when you're at home, you're just like, oh, whatever, this is just one-sided, this is how it is.
That's definitely how it happened to me.
You know, and this is why I try to tell people, you know, don't let that vision or that perception of, you know, oh, I'm this or I'm that or I'm the man of the house,
right.
or whatever the case might be, ruin what you have, because at the end of the day, when you come home, they're not there anymore.
Right.
And I learned that. Like, I ran the streets with a lot of people, and I'd go home and they weren't there, and it's like, you know.
Yeah. It's funny, right? Because you went through that when I was out in the world and on my whole phase, and then when I was going through it, you was trying to tell me, I didn't listen. Went through the same cycle you was going through, and then, you know, we have another friend who's looking like he's in a similar situation, and he doesn't want to listen. Like,
and look what happened to both of us.
Yeah.
Those relationships are gone.
Absolutely.
Like, all that stuff, there's a lot of pain and hurt and everything that went on to those things. And then we got this other friend who's like, I don't care. I don't need it. It is what it is. They ain't going nowhere. They will always go somewhere.
They will always find somewhere to go.
Yep. I used to always get to the point where I pushed them to the edge, and right before they jump, I would pull them back. I'm sorry, I'm this, I'm that, whatever.
I'm actually reading a book about that. It's called Attached. It's called avoidance attachment. You do that. You pull them to the brink so they can leave, and you're like, whoa, come here. I'm reading that right now, literally right now. So
and that's what it is. It's you know, it's almost like a narcissist. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. You know, it's a narcissist game where you want to be in control and you want to have say and you want to do this, and then you don't need this person and you don't need that. But then when they go to leave, you're like, oh, I gotta have that control. Come back. I'm sorry.
Right.
You feed them whatever you want to hear until they come back, and then you do it all over again. It's a vicious cycle of a shitty life. Really, that's exactly what it is. So if you're out there watching, or if you're recording, or you're doing anything, just remember, like, don't do this stuff because
they call it toxic now.
Yeah.
So
toxic.
Definitely. So, well, thanks, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate being on the first.
I learned some shit here.
I appreciate being on first episode.
Hey,
you know?
man, I told you, everywhere I go, you going. Always.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then if I go, I'll take the toxic people with me.
Yep. We gotta take toxic people with you.
Yep.
Hopefully
They'll get better at their life.
Appreciate you, man.
Anytime.
So that was episode 1. I can say that now, right?
Episode 1.
Episode 1 of
This
questions.
is your thing. You do what you want.
Episode of questions. I appreciate everybody listening and watching. Please like, share, comment. If you have any answers to some of the questions that I asked, put it in the comments below. I do appreciate you. And until next time, we out.
Oh shoot! Okay, I forgot. I'm thinking of the last time. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jen's not here, remember?
Right.
Jenai.
In case you're gonna get dick down.
Where are you, Jenai?
Make sure you cut that out, Phil.
We are Jenai.
Don't put that in because I said dick that. Well, he was saying
Yeah, I want to get monetized. So yeah, but yeah,
Slide the red cord off.
So my phone charger ain't good enough.
There you go. Okay.
So what's the name of this?
Questions.
With a 3 for the E.
Yeah, so that's me. That's what everybody knows me as.
But what do they know you as on this? What are they going to know you as?
Oh, I'm just me. I'm just a Pablo.
So you're
All
still
that.
Pablo. You're
Yeah.
just a no. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing changed.
So I would just be like, hey, instead of hey everybody, what's up? Just do it in.
I'm so used to saying hey everybody.
But yeah,
what's
so
going on?
just do the same thing in a lower version and say, hey, this is our new.
Oh, like I'm actually talking.
Yeah. Say hey.
Okay.
Instead, hey everybody, what's up? This is your boy Jester. Be like, hey everybody, what's up? This is your boy Jester. This is my, whatever this is.
Always
to
say
you.
Pablo. It's always Pablo.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, just do it in a lower voice like we're talking, and just explain, what the show is. This is our new show that I'm doing, a new series I'm doing called Questions. There
you go. He got it.
And I'm gonna bring. What I'm going to do is every week I'm gonna bring a new person on here. I'm gonna ask them 10 questions. Break it down to where they know exactly. So
They know what's going on and what to
the first
expect.
30 seconds in, they kind of know
So
what's
who I'm
going on,
looking
what to expect.
Huh?
Looking at him or looking at him? Because that looked like he's looking at him.
It looks like he's pointing right at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's both of y'all.
All right.
I zoomed it. In.
So like, hey everybody, what's going on? Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, let me see something.
Oh, God.
No, because
Not loud, but not porn.
cause I'm trying
You're
to.
not trying to see my movies?
I don't want to see the movies. I'm trying to zoom. I'm trying to get it
Black
in.
curtain put over that.
Okay. Also, don't want to see your feet, and
Yes, please don't. 'Cause
I just want to have enough just so I can see the sun.
All right.
Can you see the remote and the pins? They gotta move them.
No, you come behind them. We good.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Pablo. Y'all used to seeing me, but this is the new thing, a new situation that I'm doing,
No, let's start over.
a new series.
Start over.
What is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like you were nervous and you were trying to think of what you wanted to
At
say.
the time, yeah, think
Yeah,
it up.
no. But that's what I said. Hey everybody, it's your boy Pablo. This is
Back
new.
with another-
Hey everybody.
Let's start over.
The fuck was the clapping for?
So I can sync up the audio.
Oh, nigga, just tell me that.
He thought you were clapping at him to talk.
Yeah, I know.
But we don't have a clapper thing here.
Gotcha.
So.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your boy Pablo. You remember me from multiple things: YouTube,
Nope.
Instagram, all that shit.
Don't even talk about that though. You don't.
What?
This is this. This don't include that. This is this. You want this to be its own baby, right? So this is your boy Pablo. This is new thing I'm doing. That's it. Not you don't know
Okay.
me from all this. It's just
All
boy Pablo.
Okay, stopping.
So this